Alright, hello and welcome everybody back to another episode of Heroes of the Storm A to Z. As always, my name is Kalman, and today we're checking out Malfurion. Support, he's so good. He's probably the best support in the game right now, if not the #1 support. He's up there in the top 2 or 3. I mean, if just off the top of my head, if I was doing a tier list of just supports, and I had to go on and see who's going to be in that top tier, Malf is in the top tier, maybe Rhaegar and the new Uther is pretty solid as well. He's up there. He's definitely up there. Why is Malfurion so good? He just has a lot of different tools. He brings a lot of utility. He does so many things so well. We'll kind of go through it, but he gets the possibility of a scouting drone on level 1, possibility of cleanse at level 7. He's got a very, very strong healing potential. He's got a root that can be used to punish people or zone them out of things. His trait is really good if you've got mana users on your team. He's got some of the best ults in the game. He just does a lot of things really, really well. Let's dive in. So as a support, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary here in the character screen. He's got a decent health pool for a support, 3,700 almost at level 20. Nothing special there. Well, let's take a peek first at his trait. Why is a trait so good? So his trait here is Innervate. 30-second cooldown, no mana cost. Grants an allied hero 20% of their maximum mana over 5 seconds. While affected, on top of that, not only do you get your mana back, but on top of that, while affected by Innervate, their basic ability cooldowns recharge 50% faster. Now keep this in mind, as you can see here, the note on the bottom of the screen, cannot be used in heroes that don't have mana, but that's still a pretty solid chunk of heroes. Well, it's going to look something like this. We'll cast it over here. Actually, we'll toggle cooldowns. We'll go over to other Malf. We have 2 Malf, twice the Malf. I mean, you can see all the mana that's going to come back to him. The cooldowns for this guy are going to recharge more quickly. It's not only basic ability, it's not going to help the heroics, and like I said, it's not going, as you can see in the tooltip, it's not going to be effective on heroes that don't have mana. But think about what this means. Let's say you've got, who's this going to combo well with? Who's mana intensive and has long cooldowns? Jaina, we had a video on before. Kael'thas, is very mana heavy. Gul'dan, Gul'dan would be great with this because he, that's less that he has to life tap. Chromie, especially in the early game, get her cooldowns back up faster. I mean, obviously anybody with mana, but those guys come to mind as just being heroes that Li Ming probably. Anybody who's got mana, this will work with and can help them out. You should really be casting this almost on cooldown. I mean, unless they've got full mana already, and unless they've got full mana absolutely already. You can't cast it on yourself, so throw it out. Use it on people. Have their cooldowns recharge faster. Give them the mana that they need. That's less they have to go back and tap the well. Less they have to go back and hearth and recharge their mana. Muradin even can be a little mana heavy at first, and so that'll be, like kind of a non-magey target you might even think about, Diablo occasionally. So this is just going to be so well. There's so many heroes that this works with. It's just so good. Alright, so with that being said, outside of the trait, what are the abilities? So he's got a regrowth. Only a 5-second cooldown on this, so it's very short. Heal a target ally for a big chunk, so it's got an initial spike, and an additional 1,000 health over 15 seconds. So this is the good and the bad about regrowth. So first off, it's got an initial little spike. Let's go over here and use it on the dummy. You see, it's got an initial little spike to get them back up, and then over the next 15 seconds, that's just going to go up and up and up and up. It's 15 seconds. This is going to refresh like 3 times during that time period if you're spamming it out. So it's a lot of healing over a long period of time.
Choose a talent.
So one of the weaknesses that Malfurion has potentially is just high burst damage. Let's say Chromie drops her nukes on you or on one of your team. You hit off the regrowth for the initial oomph, and then they've got to wait 15 seconds to get all that healing back. But it does supply a lot of healing. You can do something like if your tank, let's say you're Diablo, let's say you're playing with Diablo, he's about to dive in, you cast this on Diablo, like as he's diving into the team, is kind of like a precast, so this is already ticking and healing him as he's going in, and the cooldown's already, going before, so you'll have this up again sooner. Diablo's already getting healed. It's just, extra heal for everyone else. You want to consider when you want to heal this. You can kind of like, if someone's going to be in some danger, throw this on them and get them back up. And it's 5-second cooldown, so you really can, you can be very you can cast this quite often. You don't have to necessarily hold it for like the perfect opportunity. You can self-cast this. It's pretty solid, and it's got a decent range. I mean, it's got a fairly solid range in terms of the casting area as well. Next ability is Moonfire. Again, speaking of big range, it's a pretty solid range. It deals damage to enemies within the target area and reveals them. So this is your only offensive ability, I guess, outside of one of your ults. It's gonna look something like this. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It's got a 3-second cooldown, so you can cast it pretty often. You know, maybe you can pick some heroes off with it. It's it's not much. He doesn't have many offensive capabilities, but it's an AoE. It will reveal stealthers. If you see a Nova or you see a Zeratul or a Valera or whoever it may be, if you can hit him with that, it'll pop them. It'll pop them and it will reveal them. So that's fairly nice. Lastly, another reason why he is so good, Entangling Roots. Again, another big range ability. Look at the range on that. Roots enemy within the target area for 1.25 seconds and deal some damage. The damage is a little inconsequential. The big thing is the root. So if you hit them dead center, they're pretty much going to instantly be rooted. Otherwise, as you see there, they're not going to really get rooted until it grows out. You see, it starts in the middle and it grows outward over 3 seconds. So they don't get hit immediately. It's only going to hit them when it grows out to them. You see what I'm saying there? So if you're the opponent, if you're casting this on the enemy team, if you don't hit them dead center, they do kind of have that leeway to kind of run out of the way before they get rooted, but it zones them out. If you do hit them dead center, good for you, they get rooted and everyone's happy. The damage is what it is. It's just more of like, if you place this down, the enemy team, they either have to take the root and eat it, or, they have to stay out of that range for the 3 seconds before they can walk through. So you can definitely use it to zone this out, to zone teams out. You can cast this on objectives. You can, like, a really good place to cast this, like when the forts are up, cast it kind of like right here. As they run through the gate, they get rooted. They're going to be stuck, and then they get, stopped there, and maybe they get picked off. This is why, another reason why Malf is just so good. This root is really powerful if casted well. Because it does take some time to build up, it's very, very good as kind of like a secondary, like a follow-up CC. So, if your Diablo turns around, say, gets a stun, flips somebody over, throw that down. Because they're going to be stunned, and by the time they come out of that stun, this will root them on top of that, so they'll be twice the CC. Stuff like that. If Varian hits Taunt, throw that underneath the enemy. So they'll be taunted for the duration, and by the time the taunt wears off, they're going to be rooted on top of that, and so your team can follow up. It's really, really good. It's like a secondary follow-up CC to an initial thing. ETC power slide, throw down the Entangling Roots. Let's take a peek at his abilities. Let's talk about his ults. Why are his ults so good? And we'll just go straight through. First off, Tranquility. Tranquility. Malf is a healer, so you get to heal lots and lots of things. AoE, it's sort of like Jug of 1,000 Cups, but not quite as powerful. It's an AoE heal. The difference, Jug will target. The difference between this and the Jug is Jug of 1,000 Cups will do a lot of healing, but it'll only hit one person at a time, and it's always going to be the lowest person in the stack. So you'll get healed up very quickly if you're the low guy, but if you're the top guy, that's just kind of how you're going to be. It's not going to be effective to you. This will heal everybody in this range. Excuse me. This will heal everybody in this range. So this is, really that's almost 1,900 health just to this guy. So that'll be 1,900 health to everybody who's within this range. So that's pretty solid. You can cast other abilities while you're doing this. You can toggle Tranquility and cast other things. So you're not just like standing there with your thumb up your ass while you heal people. Like, you can do things. What do you have to worry about for Tranquility? You can get interrupted. This is, it's a channeled effect. You can get stunned and this will stop. You can get interrupted and that will stop you. You got to be careful about that. It's a really, really powerful heal. That being said, kind of the community consensus of the better ultimate these days is actually not the heal ultimate. It's Twilight Dream. Why is Twilight Dream so good? Well, let's find out. 90-second cooldown, long cooldown here. You deal, after a half second, you deal a ridiculous amount of damage in an AoE, and you silence everybody for 3 whole seconds. Watch this. Let's just say, the enemy pulls you in, or so you run into the enemy team. Boom! You do crazy good damage. now the entire enemy team potentially is they're, they've got almost 1,000 damage, almost 1,000 damage less hit points than they had, and they're all silenced for 3 seconds. So they're grouped up. They can't cast any ability, so they can't even like cast an ability to get out of town. They can't do anything offensively. Also, just to add fuel to the fire here, passively it increases your mana regen. Your mana regen is going to be better. It's crazy good. If you're able to get in to, kind of run in on if the enemy dives in on you, you can cast Twilight Dream. This is your main offensive ability, actually, so you do want to conserve it for the right time. So before I go through the talents real fast, we already kind of talked about what, who works well with Malf. I mean, pretty much everybody, but anybody with mana especially. What do you have to watch out for? You gotta watch out for dive heroes. You want to watch out for being caught out of position. You really don't have any offensive ability. Like your single target damage is meh. You can spam this a little bit, but this doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And if you're spamming it all the time, you're gonna run dry in mana. Outside of the root, which does take some time to charge up, you don't really have any escape abilities. So you gotta watch out your positioning. You're gonna want to watch out for people with long range. Chromie potentially can outrange you. If your heal is here, she can shoot further than that. Like if she's standing where this guy is, she'll hit you. Li Ming for the same manner. Anyone who can do a lot of damage very quickly. Karrigan can get the jump on you. If she hits you with a combo, she's going to do a bunch of damage and she's going to stun you, and you're going to have trouble getting away. Anything like that. Tracer can be a pain in the butt because you're going to have a hard time rooting her because she'll just run away or teleport out or whatever it is that she's going to do. So they're they're the usual suspects, I guess, when it comes to supports that you've got to be worried about. You don't have a whole lot of wave clears, so you're for yourself, you don't really bring a whole lot of wave clear to your team, so you're going to want your team to have that for you. Yeah, I mean, other than that, your job is just to keep people alive and provide the utility. Let's take a look at some of the talents. Why they're so good. Level 1. Let's go reset here. Level 1. A couple good ones here. Scouting drone. If you're up against some stealthies. Standard scouting drone. Large area. 45-second cooldown. 2 charges. It can be killed with basic attacks. Kind of your straightforward thing. But hey, if you're up against a Nova or a Zeratul or a Valera or whatever, yeah, the vision is invaluable. It will reveal them, and it's going to force them to, at the very least, take some seconds out to go ahead and pop this down. So it's pretty solid there. Otherwise, Shando's Clarity reduces Innervade's cooldown by 8 seconds. So this will make it a 30-second cooldown by default.
Choose a talent.
This will make it a 20-second cooldown. I'll show you what it looks like here, like this. More Innervade is good times for everybody involved on your team. I mean, Moonburn is there, which increases the damage to minions and mercs. I don't think Wave Clear is really your cup of tea, so to speak. It's not what you should be focusing on. So I think if you don't have any stealthers and you don't need the vision, then go Shando's Clarity. Otherwise, Scouting Drone is pretty solid. Level 4. Ellune's Grace increases the range of Regrowth, Moonfire, and Entangling Roots. So here's your default. Here's your default range. Now you've got even more range. I like this one a lot. Just your fear is getting caught out and getting overextended. So this will help you prevent that. I really like that. I'm not sure Versatile is going to make a difference. Vengeful Roots, you're not really using. I think this is a dead. I think this is a talent that you just take if you're not. It's a trap talent, in my personal opinion. You're not taking the root for the damage. You're taking the root for the root. So you want to be able to hit it. Therefore, get the extra range. Go along with that. Level 7. Cleanse. We talked about cleanse. We have talked about cleanse. All right, I already mentioned the damage on entangling roots. Like I don't think you take it for the damage. I mean, I guess at level 22 it'll do like 400 damage, but it's got a long ass cooldown, so you're not using it for the damage. Cleanse. I talked about cleanse during the medic video. Unless you absolutely don't need cleanse, like if you don't need cleanse at all, I might go mule actually. But cleanse. Level 10. If you really need the healing, go Tranquility. But Twilight Dream is just so good; it really can just destroy a team if they get caught with it. 13. Life Seed's really solid, so nearby allied heroes who are damaged will automatically gain a heal over time portion over regrowth. So let's watch this. Let's go like this. We'll take one of these Life Seed. So now you get this thing. It's going to show the cooldown. If I walk over here, boom. I think this might be bugged because I had toggle cooldowns off, but they're going to get the heal over time just by being there. So this is just extra healing. You don't even have to cast your regrowth. It will just basically cast it for them. They'll get the heal for it. At least they'll get the dot portion of it. Or the hot portion, I should say. The heal over time, not damage over time. Just extra healing. Pretty sweet. There he goes. Now I took toggle cooldown off. This goes away. So you get to see. So just by being in the vicinity, you're going to heal people without even. I mean, you go AFK and you'll heal somebody. I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good pick at level 13. Alternatively, Ice Block is very solid if you find yourself in danger a lot.
Choose a talent.
Just you get yourself in stasis for a couple of seconds. You can cast it. You can break it prematurely if you need to. This can be useful in a pinch if something's about to dive in on you. You know, if you're about to take a pyroblast to the face, for example. Ice Block, really good choice as well. Alternatively, I mean, you could do Moonfire to increase the radius. I think all the picks at 13 are very solid. I think Life Seed or Ice Block are the better of the two. You know, but Shrink Ray has got potential. Full Moonfire has got potential as well. At 16, Hardened Focus is interesting. Hardened Focus is an interesting selection because it will increase your cooldowns. Your cooldowns, other than Roots, your cooldowns are fairly short. So you know, I don't think you get full value out of this. I think Hardened Focus skills are better for heroes that have longer cooldowns. Your cooldowns are really short. So I like Tenacious Roots. So what this does, look at the range on that. Look at the size of that. It's just incredible zoning potential. Entangling Roots grows 25% larger, lasts 25% larger, and Roots targets for a quarter of a second longer. It's super strong. It really just gives you incredible zoning potential. If you don't land the root on anybody, it will force those heroes out of this circle. You can use it to block objectives, to set up choke points. It's very powerful, very strong. That root is so good. At level 20, Bolt of the Storm, most likely. You know, the Tranquility increases the healing, which is also really good. Also increases your mana regen. I mean, if you go Tranquility, this could be a potentially solid pick. This one is also potentially a solid pick. Twilight Dream increased the duration to 4 seconds of silence, and it slows enemies on top of that. So not only are they silenced, but they're slowed. That's ridiculous. I mean, all of these are very good. Storm Shield is solid. Bolt of the Storm is really good. 70-second cooldown on it, though. But, I mean, you can bolt into the storm and then Twilight Dream on somebody, on a group of people. You know, if you want the engage to be able to bolt, I mean, it's got a solid range. You can kind of run in and then drop your Twilight Dream. So that's something you can consider. Rewind is okay, but again, I think it's undervalued because of the short cooldowns that you have. Outside of Entangling Roots, most of your abilities have short cooldowns, although, you know, you can take Ice Block or Bolt of the Storm. Or actually, well, you can't take Bolt of the Storm and Rewind at the same time, but you can take Ice Block. You know, that'll reset it, so that's interesting. Storm Shield's really good too. I think overall, you're going to end up with probably whatever heroic you picked, or maybe Bolt. Yeah, it's really up to you, kind of see how the game is going. Still super strong. He's just got good talents across the board. So let's take a peek, see what we can do. We'll hop into the game. All right. Also, here's something else. If you need a hero, if you need a support hero, you're looking for a strong support hero, this guy is super cheap. 300 gold or 300 gems right now, only 2,000 gold. I mean, you can get 2,000 gold really easily these days. You just do a couple of the dailies and you're in business. So if you need a solid support and you don't have one, pick him up. He's cheap. He's easy to get. Let's hop into the quick match. Let's see, 15 seconds. Wow, this is a long one. This is usually we're in the game by now. There we go. Okay, so we've got a double support, a Probius, an Alarak, and a Diva. Alright, so this should be interesting. So for one, because we get double support, I am absolutely, definitely going to go Twilight Dream. I think between the two of us, we should have no problem with the heals. They have single support. They have an Ariel. They have a Medivh, so that's kind of a support-ish. He's got the shield. We'll talk about Medivh soon. I think he's the next character, actually. We are going to have a little bit of trouble with the damage. Probius has got good zoning potential. Alarak is good damage. Diva can be troublesome. We're going to have some trouble with the damage. They don't have any stealthers. Butcher I need to watch out for. If he gets the drop on me, I could be in trouble. That's something I need to worry about. We already talked about how Ming can be there. Vala has to get in range, but she can do lots of damage. And Medivh can be troublesome. So I mean, this is, you know, these are 4 characters that can give me some trouble as Malf. We as a composition are going to have problems with damage. I'm gonna go Shando's Clarity. Just cast that. I mean, that'll work well with Alarak. That'll work pretty well with I mean, Probius won't have problem. I'm just gonna cast this in Alarak a lot. Is where it's probably gonna be. I can cast it on Probius, so that could be useful. Probius isn't going to have mana problems as long as it's within the pylons, but the cooldown reduction will be pretty sweet.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So they should be interesting. So yeah, so the Ariel's gonna put the crown on the Alarak, and that's probably the best pick. And there's a root right there. Now we can't follow up on it. The problem we're going to run into here, it's a 3-lane map, and we don't have the best wave clear.
So it shall be.
Cast that on Alarak. What we're looking for here is just to basically out-sustain the enemy team. Because we have more heals, so we don't... Whoops, I ate that. That was unfortunate. So we have more heals. We want to out-sustain the enemy team. We have better heals than they do. So we just want to last. We want our fights to go long, is really what it's at. Did not quite. Good kill by Alarak. I missed the root, but good kill to follow up on. We've got Probius top, Diva bottom, so that's good. So we've got... Oh, hello, sir. I guess he went to turn in. I don't know what he's doing there. I'm just going to hang here and soak the experience.
Pathetic wretches.
I don't know where Alarak went. Alarak went bottom. So we've got a less than ideal situation in that the 2 healers are mid lane. Here he comes. We're going to give him Innervate just for the cooldown reduction. There's a root for you. There's a heal for the healer. Now, it wasn't in the right position, but that would have been a perfect place for Alarak to follow up and get a heal. Or get a Discord Strike, excuse me. We will take the range. I'm going to need the range with this team. But even so far, only 1 kill. I have a feeling this is going to be a low kill game. I'm going to heal myself. Looks like Ariel's going to heal herself. I'm going to turn in. I've got 6 gems. I'm just going to turn in before this next minion wave comes back. I'm actually going to... Good kills. Have a heal. Have an Innervate. Good job, kids. Let's come back down this way. We are running into some trouble on the bottom lane. That's where their healer is. But if we can make it up in the middle and the top lane, then that's a fair trade.
It shall be done.
I would love for Alarak to come mid, and I will cycle down and help out Diva. Let's go and see what we can do. Here, you can have one of these. There's a heal for you. I didn't quite get the root off there, unfortunately. That's what takes there. So they were able to run away from that. You can see it does take some time to actually build up.
The land and I are one.
I'm going to just tap the well, get my mana back. Alright. It's going to be a slow-paced game.
Nature's wrath. In the name of Cenarius.
And we do have a 3-on-2 situation here, which hopefully means the rest of our team can kind of build it up. Now, I don't know, do we have any... Like, here's another one where I keep talking about cleanse, and I go, they don't have any stuns. Butcher can stun. Butcher can stun. But outside of that, they don't have any real stuns. Like, I'm not sure.
I must retreat.
So I'm gonna take Mule. I don't know how much value I'm gonna get out of it, as that went down anyway. They don't have any. I mean, other than Butcher.
Your enemy has done as I asked.
Also, we didn't turn in. Other than Butcher, I mean, like, I'm not. They don't have any roots. They don't have any roots. They don't really have a whole lot of slows. Let's come over here.
Come for you.
You've served your High Lord well enough. For Calendor. Torfala Nordora. How dare you?
We are gonna lose some top lane. There we go. Probius is gonna go up here. We're gonna throw that down just to see what we can do.
The web weavers fall.
Is this the best healing you can do?
I do have to watch about the mana. We somehow still have an experience point lead. I have no idea how that works.
Do this now.
Just a little bit of extra damage. We do have the potential. We've got a bunch. I mean, Diva's got a bunch of gems. Like, if Diva turns in, then we're gold.
Choose a talent. Aw, you must
We'll take Twilight Dream.
The wilds call out. How dare you? As nature wills.
Vala goes down. That's pretty sweet. Here's a couple of gems for me. Gonna cycle down here again.
Torfala Nordora.
follow.
There's the kill. Have Innervate, and we're gonna come back up. We're gonna grab these gems. Yep. We're gonna come back up here. There we go. Now we get our turn in. Now this is Butcher, so I want to stay back a little bit. Here's a root. I missed the root.
To arms. Ashtero.
My web weavers shall weave a web of death upon your foes.
So it shall be.
Oh, back up a little bit. Now, I would love for the enemy team to jump into me right now, because I will Twilight Dream all over their face.
Is this the best healing you can do?
Oh, and I missed it. I wanted to hit... I missed that one badly. So, here's a lesson for myself. I said, oh, they're not going to have any stuns other than Butcher. That would have been a perfect opportunity for cleanse.
My web weavers have fallen. Gather gems if you wish.
So I'm gonna have to watch out for that.
Choose a talent.
We'll just here, have a heal.
The clutch is ready to form again. Return the gems to me.
Spirit is emboldened.
I've got 20 gems. Let's turn this in. Yeah, that would have been a perfect opportunity to cleanse right there. Cleanse the Alarak out of Lamb of the Slaughter. Might have saved his life. I don't know. I'm gonna back out of this. I'm a little overextended. Here's a route for you. Now, here we go. I'm gonna walk up here.
You're on a roll.
I've known much better healers.
Again, missed it again. Jesus. We do manage to get the kill on Lei Ming. So this is also a case study in how not to Twilight Dream.
The wilds call out. You've served your high lord well enough.
That would have been a good chance to do it, but I blew my cooldown because I'm bad. Oi. But I think what you've seen so far is that we, other than Butcher basically choosing a target to delete, we've done a very solid job of just out-sustaining everything.
Oh, my web weavers, slaughter their foes.
Pathetic wretches.
I need to be careful over here. We'll give you guys some roots
As nature wills.
just to take some damage from the Web Weaver. Now there's 3 of them here killing this Web Weaver. Hopefully this means the top one can push, but I guess there's 2 up there. The bottom one is doing work, but that fort has already gone down.
Pathetic wretches.
My spirit is emboldened.
So it shall be. You've served your high lord well enough. The land and I.
Gonna turn in a moment. No, I guess not. That Web Weaver is still going town on the bottom. Lei Ming dies again. Fantastic.
For now.
I've got 14 gems, definitely. I'm going to put that there just in case he warps. Which he doesn't. Now, where's Butcher? I don't see Butcher. So I don't want to get deleted by him, and that's what I have to worry about. I'm afraid to turn in unless I have support. There's Butcher.
Is this the best healing you can do?
That was unfortunate. I'm going to run and turn in while I have the opportunity.
For Calendar.
Oh, I'm going to get caught out of position. Yep. So I got caught out of position there. I went the wrong way. They caught me. Oriel took Resurrect and not Aegis. So if we're talking about questionable talent choices, that might be one. So we get another turn in, so that's pretty sweet. We're still definitely doing better than the enemy team. We have all of our structures up. We have a 1-level lead. They have 2 forts down, 2.5 forts.
Slay their
This one up here is almost done. Their keeper's taking some distance from these mercenaries right now. And we lost Diva, that's too bad. Alright, now I have respawn, so I'm going to immediately head out to this area over here and help our damage. I think we're going to get that keep up on the... I think we're going to get the fort on the top. The question is if we get any keeps out of this. I don't know if we will.
There goes the fort.
As nature wills.
Solid res, actually, right there.
How dare you?
You can have a heal. And all of you guys can get rooted and take damage. I'm running through the enemy team. That's kind of dangerous.
Good farm. 2 at once.
Boom. That was Twilight Dream. They ran in and engaged on me, and then I just blew up and silenced them all. Nice kill.
Together we overcome.
It shall be done. Press the attack.
Don't get any keeps. We get damn close. You can have a heal.
It shall be.
Nice kill. Nice kill. You can have a heal. Everyone's dead but Butcher right now.
Reclaim the gems of my power.
So we actually should get this fort. Should get this keep, excuse me.
Fort destroyed.
I'm going to take Bolt, and I'm going to run away. So we get the keep. That's solid. Very good. We now have a 3-level lead. We've got lots of gems to turn in. So do they. So do they.
Anu Doran.
I will turn in my 4 while I'm here. We have to watch out for Butcher. Just throw that down as defensive. Kind of zone him out. Butcher can delete somebody, so that is, you got to be careful about that.
Scenarios. Wretches.
Our Diva is just going to town. Everybody gets rooted. Look at the follow up there, and down goes their healer. That's exactly why that's why Malfurion can be so strong. You get the team that can just follow up on that, and then there you go.
2 at once.
Your enemies deserve.
All right, so they do get their Web Weaver though.
Prepare yourselves. My power grows by your blue team's hand. Your destruction is at hand.
The land and I
I
are.
do want to be careful. It looks like we're going to go up and defend the top.
Torvala Nordoran.
Down that goes. That was no problems there. So far, this game is looking good. Now I see Butcher under some of our team fire over here. Let's go. We're going to lose Ariel, I think. And get rooted.
Wrath upon you.
Game on.
Anu Doran.
Everybody gets stunned or silenced.
The hour of the spider closes.
Good farm.
Butcher goes down.
We march ever closer toward our
Feral Donador.
I ate that. That was too bad.
Metal spiders, destroy them. Deliver the gems of power to my altar.
You could get some heal.
Aw,
As nature wills.
We still have all of our keeps up. They have 2 keeps down. That's just a defensive route.
Nature's wrath upon you.
ejecting.
Blessings upon you, friend. For Calendor.
Here you go. Just keep your distance. Ariel goes down by Diva. All right.
we overcome.
This probably will be game.
So it shall be.
He's gonna go down there. Good counter strike. Unfortunately, not much we could do. That's a defensive throwdown. There's a kill. I'm gonna take these coins just in case. There's a res right there. That's actually a really good res. This is gonna be game. You get silenced. And down he goes. Lots and lots of heals.
Victory!
So there's Malf. That was a good game for us. We had lots of sustain. D.Va gets the MVP.
VP.
Didn't even make the MVP screen. That's too bad. Yeah. I'll give a vote to you. One for Ariel, that's fine. I like it as well. So let's talk. Let's talk the talents. Let's talk the skills and the stats, shall we? Let's see what we did here. I like it. I like it. You had 18 takedowns during the match, while similar players had 15.3. So, yeah, this was a pretty solid match. I got killed once, and that was really. I got caught out of position. I kind of ran the wrong way by mistake, and they jumped me. And that's what happens when you get caught alone. You will get picked off pretty easily. So it's all kind of about the positioning. But as long as you're safe in your positioning, you really should just be very safe most of the time. I mean, you can throw down the roots defensively, just zone people out, keep them away from you. Not too much damage. I mean, I was throwing down the moonfires whenever I could. Let's look at the talents. So level 1, Chandel's Clarity reduces Enervate's cooldown by 8 seconds. I just wanted to cast this as much as possible on Alarak. He didn't even have mana problems for the most part. Didn't look like. I just wanted to give him as much uptime on his abilities. He was going to be a major source of our damage. As we look here, yeah, I mean, D.Va was the secondary, but Alarak was a major source of our damage, so I wanted to make sure his abilities were going to be up because of the cooldown reduction as much as possible. Level 4, Alun's Grace, increase the range of regrowth, Moonfire, and Entangling Roots by 25%. Just get this up there as quick as, as far out as possible. I wanted the range. I didn't want to be in range of Vela, I didn't want to be in range of Lei Ming, and I definitely didn't want to be in range of Butcher's Charge, so I wanted the extra range on that. So here's one. I took Mule. I don't know if this was good. I mean, I could have taken Cleanse. I'm like, they don't have any stuns, and then sure enough, I watched Butcher delete 3 people with Lamb to the Slaughter. So that one was me being silly. Like, they really don't have any stuns, but I totally was not thinking Vala's ult. I definitely, just underestimated Butcher. So in hindsight, not a good choice. After I talked about Cleanse so much, I should have just taken the damn thing. We could have used Alarak. Could have used it a couple of times. He got killed, because I didn't take it. Definitely the wrong call here. Definitely the wrong call. I mean, don't get me wrong. It did get some value. It kept some structures up a little bit longer than they could have. But we were pushing so hard. Should have taken Cleanse. Should have taken Cleanse. There were at least 2 instances where Cleanse would have absolutely been super handy to have. Twilight Dream. Other than the fact that I missed the first 2 completely, yeah, it works out really well. I mean, you saw, I think, the 3rd or 4th time when the Butcher came in, charged on me, dropped Twilight Dream. Suddenly they're all silenced and they're all damaged. That last, at the very end of the game, Butcher went to charge in an Alarak, hit him with Twilight Dream before you could drop Land of the Slaughter, and then, down he goes. 13 was Life Seed. Just more healing, straight up. I mean, we were good. Like I'm saying, we got 2 healers. I'm playing the long game, playing for the sustain, so let's just take it. Tenacious Roots at 16. Entangling Roots goes 25% larger, 25% longer. Roots for 0.25% longer as well. Yeah, same stuff. Just drop the root out. Keep the roots going. If you don't land them, at least make them fear the root. Make them, back off. Give us the advantage to push. At level 20, Bolt of the Storm. This one was kind of easy for me. I really wanted this in case of Butcher, in case if anyone dived in on me. I did use it the one time I used it. I actually bolted into the enemy team and used Twilight Dream, so that was okay. Yeah, Bolt of the Storm's pretty solid. I do recommend that at 20. I mean, look at the healing. The healing was pretty good there, and that's just spamming regrowth. I mean, that's just spamming regrowth for most of that. I mean, it's just a short cooldown, and it heals for so much over time. You just keep it going. I think I had to hurt the once because of mana, and then the one time I died. I mean, our team did do very well, but that works out. So that's, you know, short game, 20 minutes. We kind of steamrolled. I'm okay with this. I will take it. So that's Malf. That's why he's very, very powerful. Why he's really, really strong. You know, if you play him well, he does super good. He fits into a lot of composition. You know, he synergizes well with a lot of different heroes. It's good. He's really, really strong. I don't know what else to say. So that's Malf. That is, I think we're up to, what are we up to? To Medivh next. This should be a fun one. Yes, we are. We're up to Medivh, and then Muradin, who I also really like. So a couple of good fun heroes coming up, and then we're getting there. We're chugging along. So. Let me know what you think. You know, drop your thoughts in the comments. You know, make fun of me because I didn't take cleanse because I'm dumb and I let Alarak die. My name is Conman. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon.